Thank you for joining me. The time is currently 2:09 Central, and we have severe storms that are currently causing an outbreak down here in portions of the Deep South today. Currently, we have two severe thunderstorm warnings, one being for the city of Petrie in Alabama here. Alright, this storm is producing wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour and hail up to 1 inch in diameter. Now, we actually do have a couple of cams here that can get a pretty good look at this storm, so I think we're actually going to take a look at one of these. And yeah, you can see off to the north and the east there, you can definitely see that storm out in the distance that is obviously pretty ominous even from that far away. And then we've also got another severe thunderstorm currently moving through the town of Wadesboro, North Carolina, that is also capable of producing hail up to 1 inch in diameter and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. And we also have a camera over here, hopefully that is looking at that. We have two over here, but actually it looks like neither of them are facing that way, unfortunately. We do have a storm over here in western North Carolina that I think will get severe warning soon. This has a special weather statement because it is producing wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour and half-inch in diameter hail. The storm is starting to gain intensity here as it moves off to the east, and I personally think that'll get severe warning very quickly here as it moves towards the Gastonia area in North Carolina. So expect a severe thunderstorm warning soon in that region, or at least a special weather statement. We are doing live severe weather coverage here. Not only do we have severe storms across the southeastern United States, but we also have severe storms that are going to be firing off today in Texas. Right now, we do have flooding rains battering a good portion of the state here, as well as storms producing heavy rain, gusty winds, and even some small hail. We did just get a new severe thunderstorm warning, and that is actually for the storm that I literally just mentioned here, alright? So this does include Clover and York in South Carolina. So if you are included in this warning, you need to go ahead and move indoors immediately. This is a severe thunderstorm capable of producing hail up to 1 inch in diameter and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. We now have 3 severe thunderstorm warnings in effect, so we're starting to pick up here. Last stream we didn't have any in effect, so the fact that we have 3 now obviously means that we are starting to gain a little bit of intensity in this outbreak here. Alright, we have already had several severe thunderstorm warnings this morning, but this is the afternoon round, and this afternoon round is actually expected to be a little bit more on the intense side of things. Alright, it's not going to be anything crazy, but damaging winds, large hail, and maybe even an isolated tornado will be possible this afternoon into this evening across portions of the southeastern United States. The storm I'm most concerned about right now is the one that's severe warned in the Petrie area that is currently producing hail up to 1 inch in diameter and wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. Has a very impressive hail core as well as some decently high velocities, so we definitely have damaging winds and large hail occurring with that storm there. So again, it's going to be crossing the Highway 331 area near Petrie, so if you're in that region, make sure that you are getting off that highway there, especially if you are in a high-profile vehicle like a semi, because your semi can definitely get flipped over by wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. In addition to that, there will be reduced visibility. We also have a storm that just moved through the Shreveport area here that is currently producing 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts and pea-sized hail near Houghton. This is right along Interstate 20 in northwest Louisiana, so you're going to want to look out for that storm as well, but that one is currently not severe warned. It just has a special weather statement. We do have a storm out here close to the Leslie, Georgia area as well that has a special weather statement for 40-mile-per-hour winds, pea-sized hail, and frequent cloud-to-ground lightning moving towards the Cordell area, so look out for that. Again, we have 3 severe thunderstorm warnings right now scattered across portions of the southeastern United States. And once we go later into this stream, these storms in Texas will probably pretty quickly start to get severe warned, because just last stream, I mean, these were just little showers, and now we've already got storms popping off, and that was only a couple of hours ago. So we're definitely seeing a pickup in intensity in these storms here in Texas, and then obviously these storms in the southeast aren't going to be a joke either. Alright, so we definitely do have some level of severe threat today. Alright, we only have a marginal risk of severe weather, but we do have that for 2 spots, obviously. One of those spots being the southeast, and the other being there for portions of central and southern Texas. I would actually, if I was drawing this, I would just kind of connect these marginal risks. I think the area in between definitely does have a threat for severe weather as well. If you're in to the north and the west of New Orleans, I think there is definitely a chance that you see severe thunderstorms. And northern New York, even surprisingly, has kind of popped off with some stronger thunderstorms today, producing wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour and pea-sized hail. So we've got another area to watch now, too. So we're going to be watching 3 different areas here today of strong to severe thunderstorms right now, all right? So again, we only have 3 severe thunderstorm warnings at the minute, scattered across parts of Alabama, South Carolina, North Carolina. This storm in Georgia may get severe warnings soon. I don't know. It's just kind of going to depend here. I have not looked at how it's been progressing across this warning polygon. And yeah, I mean, it's definitely intensifying a little bit there, so we may see that get severe warnings somewhat soon. Again, we have 3 severe thunderstorm warnings right now. If anybody has any questions about their location, make sure to leave those down below, because this is definitely going to be a widespread event today across portions of the southeastern United States. So we'll watch this here. Sorry, I felt like I had to sneeze. We still have a flash flood warning in effect for Abilene, Texas here. All right, this is a radar-indicated flash flood warning, so if you're in Abilene, stay alive, don't drive. There is still rain falling in areas that are already seeing flooding occurring there in Abilene, Texas, so you got to look out for that. We do have a storm close to Mertzen, Texas, that is definitely starting to grow somewhat of a hail core here off to the north and the west of town. This will cross over the highway, or actually it's kind of paralleling Highway 67 there. And yeah, I mean, that is definitely a growing hail core to the north of 2469. So this could definitely get severe warned soon, or at least special weather statement warned, because that is definitely some level of a hail core. Let's go ahead and check the power outage map, alright? So the state outages, right? Currently, we have Texas sitting at about 25,000, alright? That's quite a few people without power there in Texas right now. A lot of that, again, is going to be from those damaging winds that we have had move through the state this morning, but also flooding rains and, the cloud-to-ground lightning and just ongoing storms in general can make things harder to repair. So a lot of these numbers are just going to grow, and it's going to probably take a while for some of these to get repaired here, all right? For the customers to get restored, all right? So Louisiana, you've got about 7,000 customers without power, which doesn't sound like a lot, but you got to remember, Louisiana is a relatively small state. Mississippi's currently got about 250 people without power. Alabama's got about 250 people without power. Georgia's got about 350 people without power. South Carolina's only got about 50 people without power. North Carolina's got about 250 people without power. And Arkansas's got about 1,100 people without power. So our hardest hit areas so far are Texas and Louisiana. And again, those numbers will likely continue to grow because a lot of, the repair companies will not go out here and repair or restore power for a lot of people in conditions like this. Whenever, you got flooding going on and you got severe thunderstorms, a lot of them will not do that. We did just get a new special weather statement in Mississippi, by the way. This is for the Rolling Fork area. Rolling Fork just cannot get a break, can they? Wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour and pea-sized hail may be occurring with this storm, so please do move indoors. We've also got quite a bit of cloud-to-ground lightning, it seems. We've also got quite a bit of heavy rainfall here around this area on the, the kind of Louisiana, Mississippi, Arkansas border, so we're going to have to watch out for that, see if any flash flood warnings pop up in that region. That would not surprise me at all. But yeah, we do have some strong to severe storms impacting Mississippi now as well. Hello, Newcastle WX. But yeah, we still only have 3 severe thunderstorm warnings at the minute scattered across the southeastern United States. Yes?
Do you want to play a game with me, Mom and Dad?
No, thank you.
It's going to be close. She said you
okay.
have to play.
Well, tell her I'm live streaming.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Okay, anyway, we got a new special weather statement here in Georgia for a storm that is currently producing wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour, pea-sized hail, and frequent cloud-to-ground lightning as well. So we're going to have to watch out for that storm as well. That is over the Interstate 75 area right now near Pinehurst, so look out for that. Definitely capable of producing cloud-to-ground lightning, gusty winds, and some large hail even, all right? So our severe warned storm in Alabama is still starting to pick up here. The hail core is pretty impressive still. Let's check up on our storms on the Carolina border here. Yeah, I mean, they're not that crazy, but they are just barely enough to warrant a severe thunderstorm warning here. So this one definitely has some damaging wind action associated with it off to the north and the west of Blacksburg there, north of Interstate 85, and also it has a pretty decent hail core there to the southwest of Shelby, so we'll have to watch out for that one. That was my brother talking. Anyway, yeah, this severe thunderstorm warning in Alabama will remain in effect for the next 26 minutes, and so will the ones on the Carolina borders, except for this one. This will be in effect for the next 56 minutes. So this one's going to be one that is sticking with us for a while, all right? So let's go back out here to Louisiana on our storm near Shreveport. We've still got heavy rain and lightning occurring with that, maybe even some isolated gusty winds. Our flooding in Texas, again, that is going to continue there. I think we're probably going to see a couple more flash flood warnings pick up somewhere in this region because of the amount of heavy rainfall that is just continuing to fall. Areas like German Texas here, where we've got our cyclone port, are just not getting any sort of break, alright? It is just constant heavy rainfall for that area right now. So that is going to lead to some flooding problems there up in North Texas and Central Texas. Really the entire state of Texas, alright? So let's go ahead and head back over here to Georgia. We haven't checked up on our storms in Georgia for a while. We've got quite a few that we are looking at right now. Again, these are definitely on the stronger side. Neither of them are quite severe yet, but they do have special weather statements associated with them. This one is definitely producing some form of damaging winds to the southwest of Pinehurst, or at least gusty winds. This is warned for 40-mile-per-hour winds, so there you go. We do have a pretty significant deep freeze coming for millions of Americans overnight. We can go ahead and talk about that really quickly. We have freeze warnings up and frost advisories up, as well as freeze watches up here for a good portion of the central and eastern United States. Got freeze watches in the Texas and Oklahoma panhandles, freeze warnings across the Midwest, freeze warnings and freeze watches across the Ohio Valley, also some frost advisories in there. So a pretty significant deep freeze is going to be coming for quite a few people across the United States. So make sure that you are protecting sensitive vegetation if you are in the threat of that freeze. Let's go and take a look at our storm here up in New York. Yeah, it does have a report of a 49-mile-per-hour wind gust in Malone, alright, and this storm is definitely still doing the same intensity of winds as it was whenever it went through Malone, it would seem, alright? So we're going to continue to watch this here. This is kind of paralleling the Highway 11 corridor there towards Ellenburg, so we'll watch that. Currently crossing over 374. National Weather Service in Mobile has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for northeastern Butler County in south central Alabama, northern Crenshaw County in south central Alabama. Yes. Yep, this severe thunderstorm warning is going to remain in effect for the next 23 minutes. This storm is definitely producing some large hail and damaging winds. Go ahead and move indoors here. This is also definitely producing frequent cloud-to-ground lightning there. Got a pretty impressive hail core in our storm near Rolling Fork in Mississippi. Again, we're watching these storms in Texas to become severe in the evening time hours. We do have a mesoscale discussion in effect for this area. There's a 20% chance of either a severe thunderstorm or tornado watch being issued for portions of southeast Texas between now and 4 p.m. Central. I'm going to go ahead and bring that up there on your screen for just a second. And I'm pulling it up here. So, isolated strong to severe thunderstorms with hail up to 1 inch in diameter, southeast Texas. Trying to turn that down. Isolated strong to severe thunderstorms with hail up to 1 inch in diameter and gusts from 45 to 55 miles per hour are possible this afternoon. And it doesn't mention any sort of tornado threat, but we do have a marginal risk of tornadoes highlighted by the Storm Prediction Center. Some places in New Jersey are under a frost advisory. Yeah, there are quite a few areas in the Northeast and the Ohio Valley that are under some sort of freeze alerts. We did get an extension for our special weather statement storm here heading towards Gastonia. I said this would probably get severe warned. Instead, it just got a very high-end special weather statement for 50-mile-per-hour winds and nickel-sized hail. I said earlier that was this storm. These are actually two different storms here. Or it's kind of the same storm, but they have two different threats associated with them. The threat on the northern side of the storm, closer to Shelby, is much lower than the southern side, closer to Blacksburg. If you are in Blacksburg, you are under a severe thunderstorm warning there in South Carolina, so make sure that you are moving into an indoors location. to protect yourself from large hail and damaging winds. Blacksburg's kind of getting the worst of it right now on the north side of the metro. So look out for that. Or not the metro, but the downtown area. And alright, we have a major update here. This is now a storm capable of producing hail up to ping pong ball size, closer to Petrie, Alabama. Again, this is warned for ping pong ball size hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. This is right over Highway 331. And yeah, that pocket of high winds is definitely no joke either. So again, make sure that you are getting indoors and getting away from windows if you are under that severe thunderstorm warning there. That's going to be in effect for the next 21 minutes for the Bradleytown, Garnersville area there, as well as Saville, Sardis, and Petrie. So we'll continue to watch that storm there along with our other ones that are severe one, but now that is the most significant severe thunderstorm warning that we have right now and that we've gotten all day. In the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, you have a live look there from the red level Alabama area. Just spit it out, Davis. That is facing towards this storm here. You can kind of see it's not too bad in that specific area, but overhead there are tons of ominous clouds there. For sure. We did just get a new special weather statement in Georgia. This is for a storm to the south of Columbus that is currently producing some 40-mile-per-hour winds, pea-sized hail, and frequent cloud-to-ground lightning near Union, so move indoors there. Again, the most significant severe thunderstorm warning that we are watching right now is this one that's warned for ping-pong ball-sized hail close to Highway 331 there off to the north of Lovern and off to the west of Salville. Monday was wild for you. Yeah, the Delmarva area definitely got hit pretty hard on Monday. It looks like we did actually just get some new freeze warnings to come in there for portions of northern and central Illinois. Areas like Bloomington, you're now under a freeze warning. And they may have even gotten extended a little further east into Wisconsin. I'm not sure, but I know there are some new ones there in Illinois. South Carolina has a severe warning too? Yeah. Yeah, that's the storm on the South Carolina-North Carolina border there that is currently producing wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour and hail up to 1 inch in diameter. It is going to be approaching Clover very soon, so if you're on Clover, make sure that you are getting indoors. Again, we're very concerned about this storm that is currently producing ping-pong ball-sized hail near Petrie, Alabama. Again, this is a storm that is severe thunderstorm warned for 1.5 inch in diameter hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. People and animals outdoors will be injured. Expect hail damage to roofs, siding, windows, and vehicles. Expect wind damage to roofs, sidings, and trees. So again, that is a pretty big severe thunderstorm warning there in terms of the threats, so look out for that. The top camera there, the Mississippi EMA camera, is a look at Jackson, Mississippi. That is facing off to the northeast towards some storms out here. None of them are warned for anything, but they may be producing heavy rainfall and lightning, maybe even some small hail and gusty winds. Mississippi is also a part. Yeah, this storm is wild. It's not like it's super intense in any one spot, but like the entirety of the southeastern United States is under some sort of storm risk for today. It's just very widespread. Again, it's not like anywhere is going to be, like, ridiculously intense. It's not like we're going to have, like, a massive tornado. It's just that this event is, like, really widespread. Like, these are very large marginal risks. In fact, we have over 20 million people under a marginal risk of severe weather for today, and we're even seeing severe weather outside of the marginal risk. As you can see with this storm here close to Blacksburg, Blacksburg was not in any sort of severe risk from the SPC today, but they've got a pretty good severe thunderstorm right over them, so we have quite a few million people under the threat for severe weather today into this evening, which is why we are live today covering it. Again, this is a severe thunderstorm warning for ping-pong ball-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour damaging wind gusts for portions of Crenshaw and Montgomery counties in Alabama there. And, we've even got our lone storms back up here in New York. Okay, real quickly, we did just get a new severe thunderstorm warning. That is going to be for Seven Lakes and Pinehurst. This is a severe thunderstorm, or sorry, the west side of Pinehurst anyway. Downtown Pinehurst, you are not included in this, but the west side of Pinehurst, this is going to be for the threat of damaging wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour close to the Seven Lakes and Norman area, right along Interstate 73, 74. So make sure that you are getting indoors immediately. Again, that is a severe thunderstorm warning now. But yeah, a quick checkup on our storm back up there in New York. It is definitely trying to produce some form of gusty winds there still. Not severe warning, but it does have a special weather statement. This is in far northern New York. Right along the New York-Canada border there is where that special weather statement rides. So let's actually go back to our storm in Alabama here. These damaging wind gusts definitely are picking up around the Sardis-Gardnersville area, so we may see some loose lawn items get blown around. So again, make sure that you are getting indoors. There's also a ton of lightning, and again, that ping-pong ball-sized hail associated with this storm, so make sure that you're getting to the middle of your house away from windows here in this warning box as well. Again, respect the polygon here, everybody. We can kind of track this out and see where it's going to go. This storm is currently moving east at 15 miles per hour here, so we're going to go ahead and pull this out. I think Delmarva got hit on Monday because the severe in Pennsylvania. Yeah. Alright, anyway, let's go ahead and pull this out here. We're going to drag it out at least to the Alabama-Georgia border there. And then it's moving at 15 miles per hour. So Bradleyton, you've got about 5 minutes, then you're going to be in this. Lusty, 23 minutes. Ansley, 34 minutes. Shellhorn, 43 minutes. Youngblood, 47 minutes. Curry, 52 minutes. And then Meeksville, you've got about an hour. So we definitely have a few population centers, at least, that are going to be in the path of this severe thunderstorm currently producing large to very large hail and damaging wind gusts there, as well as frequent cloud-to-ground lightning. Let's get a quick look at our storms in Texas here. Yeah, I mean, some of these definitely are capable of producing maybe some gusty winds and small hail. Some of the stronger ones are, at least. Like this one off to the south and the east of Rising Star, Texas, near Amity. And then also the one back over here closer to the Lake Brownwood region. Right over Grosvenor area. That's a weird name. Grosvenor. I don't know. Alright, so currently in effect, we do have 3 severe thunderstorm warnings scattered across the southeastern United States. If you're just now tuning in, we've got several storms that are producing large hail and damaging winds. KEC 61 in Alabama is chill, even though the storm is hitting there. Yeah, it's kind of chilly over here in Alabama. Well, at least I thought it was. Oh, yeah. So there's a very defined warm front, obviously. Or a cold front, rather. Yeah, look at that. So you can definitely see where the severe threat is. So basically, anywhere that you're seeing those low 80s, that's going to be the area where the severe threat is isolated to today, which is kind of how they drew the picture for their marginal risk, is because you can kind of see exactly where the front lies. And then off to the north of that, the reason that a lot of those areas don't have a severe threat is because it's much cooler, it's a little bit drier, the severe ingredients are not quite as well in place there. But yeah, you can definitely see the cutoff line there very sharply. You go down in southern Alabama, and it's hot out. It's 84 degrees, but if you go up all the way up into northern Alabama, you're going to be talking about temperatures that are in the low 60s, around 62 degrees there in Florence. That's about a 20-degree contrast across the state there of Alabama. That is just a glitch there. By the way, it's not actually 32 degrees in Georgia. It's a weather radio station. Yeah, I kind of figured. I didn't know that, but I kind of figured by the name that it was. Alright, let's go ahead and turn our temperature map off. Let's actually turn the wind speeds on, kind of see some of the wind speeds around the states here that are getting hit by the storms currently. Nothing too crazy that's sticking out to me here, at least. Yeah, there's nothing that insane in terms of damaging wind gusts, at least from storms right now. We do have some winds that are on the gustier side here in New York. But in terms of a storm threat, not much. Okay, we do have an update here, by the way, on our severe thunderstorm. This has now been downgraded to $half size hail, down to 1.25-inch hail. Still make sure that you are getting indoors away from windows in the Bradleyton, Garnersville, Petrie area. You all still are included in the severe thunderstorm warning. It also includes Magnolia Springs and Sardis, or Magnolia Shores rather, in Sardis, and we also just got a new severe thunderstorm warning. This is an extension here. Now this does include Olustee, Ansley, Briar Hill, Grady, Friendship, Curry's, Macedonia, Pine Level, Orion, and Meeksville here in Alabama. This is, again, for the threat of $half-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Move indoors away from windows immediately. We are now up to 4 severe thunderstorm warnings. Let's actually go ahead and take a look at some of the damage reports that we have from today. Do we have any yet? No, we do not. Okay, that was a look at your damage reports from today. We do have some reports from last night across the southeast, whenever some of these storms were kind of starting to fire off, of large hail and damaging wind gusts. Alright, so we'll continue to cover the severe thunderstorm warnings here, as well as the storms that might get severe thunderstorm warnings, and even the ones that aren't severe warned at all, or have a chance to be. We're just going to cover kind of everywhere right now. This new severe thunderstorm warning does include the Highway 231 corridor in between Meeksville and Pine Level. So if you are in that area driving, especially in a high-profile vehicle, please get off, because, you know, it's very dangerous to be driving in that kind of environment right now. Damaging wind gusts can tip over high-profile vehicles pretty easily, and in addition to that, there's going to be reduced visibility, so it's going to be very hard to see and very difficult to drive, and that's going to mean for everybody, it's going to be difficult to drive, so there's probably going to be some nasty conditions out there, if you know what I mean. We have still got moderate rainfall falling in Abilene, Texas here, in areas that are already seeing flash flooding. This flash flood warning does expire in 37 minutes. I personally think it's going to be reissued. Some of our storms out here in Texas are, again, on the stronger side of things. Again, it's a very isolated tornado threat for tonight, but the area that we are going to have to watch for a potential tornado or two is going to be this corridor right here across portions of southern Texas. Areas like San Antonio, look out. Have a tornado action plan in place, and you will be good to go. Don't be scared, be prepared. You're only under a marginal risk of tornadoes today, but that still is a risk nonetheless. So you got to look out for that. And here's your cluster of freeze warnings across the Midwest right now. Very large. The entire state of Iowa is under a freeze warning. Every county. So if you're in Iowa right now, you are under freeze warning. WXJ61 went off for a severe. Which area is that for? Probably the one for Alabama. Ooh, looks like we actually got some rain falling in the downtown Charlotte, North Carolina area. I'm going to go ahead and bring that up. The Bank of America Stadium there. It's a beautiful view. So to repeat, the National Weather Service in Birmingham has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for northwestern Pike County and southeastern Montgomery County and southeastern and south central Alabama, respectively. That is for the threat of 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and hail up to 1.25 inches in diameter. Move indoors immediately, away from windows, please, to protect your life and property. So, again, the one in Alabama, those are our biggest severe thunderstorm warnings right now, but the others are still for the threat of at least 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, and the one in South Carolina is also for 1 inch in diameter hail there. Let's actually go ahead and take a look at the NAM. So there's the NAM, right? Let's kind of play things out. Oh, wait, the newest run is just now coming out. Okay, well, we're going to have to push it back to the 12Z then. That's fine. Let's take a look at the newest run of the NAM, or the most recent run of the NAM that we can see anyway. Why is it not loading? That's very annoying. Load. There we go. Okay, so this was this morning, right? We had our storms here. This is right about now. We can see we've definitely got our strong to severe storms across the southeast. And then we've also got our little cells down here in Texas starting to fire off. You can see over the past few hours they have kind of been starting to fire off, and that is what they were projecting as well. And they are saying that they will kind of become, severe and potentially tornadic sometime this evening, around 6, 7, 8, 9. We're going to have to watch for a potential tornado threat there across portions of southeast Texas. And at the same time, we will still be dealing with strong to severe storms across the southeast, potentially even more strong to severe. Wilmington, North Carolina, they're painting a pretty nasty little supercell for your area, so that's not going to be 100% accurate, but that is pointing out the fact that we will likely have a supercell somewhere around that region. So, for example, around 3 p.m., they were predicting there would be a supercell around here. Well, that's not exactly where it is, but they were pretty close. There was one around here and one around here. So they usually get the general area right with the NAM, but obviously they can't get the exact location that the severe storm is going to roll through. They were predicting that this supercell here would be somewhere back here down in, southwest Alabama. So it's not the exact same area, but they have the general region correct for where these supercells are going to pop off at. So let's this will be fun. The NAM, let's compare what the NAM looks like right now in southeast Texas, or what it looks like for right now, to what's actually occurring right now. I don't know. I'd say it's a a little bit further to the northeast than they were originally projecting for this area, but we are actually starting to see some convection pop off here in southeastern Texas and south central Texas. So I guess technically they still have about 19 minutes to catch up to that 3 p.m. NAM run. So I guess technically they could still be correct. But yeah, it's just interesting to compare to see how accurate the NAM really is. I personally love the NAM. I think it is very reliable. It's super high res. It's almost just like a animated future radar instead of actually just being like a model run, because most model runs don't tell you exactly how intense the storms are projected to be. But the NAM, it does. I mean, it can only go out over a 48-hour period, which is the downside of the NAM, but that is still amazing. Let's actually take a look at the satellite picture right now, right? We have got currently quite a bit of cloud cover across the eastern United States, obviously. All right. Ugh, that was a nasty sound I just made with my nose. Right here across parts of Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, we see we've got a very thick cloud cover right there with our strong to severe storms starting to pop off there in that region. And I believe if we use our little measuring tool, we cannot actually see the exact cloud cover rate. Oh well, you can see, where the clouds are centered around right now. This was scanned 1 minute ago. These were the conditions. You can see we've got those very high-topped clouds here near our severe thunderstorm near Troy, Alabama. And, really anytime you see a special weather statement or a severe thunderstorm warning, you can kind of see the lighter pixels. Those are going to be your higher-top clouds there for those little storms. You can kind of see each individual storm, which is kind of cool. Especially like up here in North Carolina, there's not too many clouds around, but you can definitely see where the severe storms are. That's where the really high top clouds are there, like that one southwest of Charlotte. You can definitely see those on the satellite imagery even, which is pretty impressive. Shows that the storms are pretty intense. Oh, you're back? Nice. Yeah, we were just chilling looking at this satellite picture for a little bit while you were gone. So again, if you're just now tuning in, we currently have 3 severe thunderstorm warnings across portions of the southeastern United States. We've got York and Cherokee counties in South Carolina under a severe thunderstorm warning for 1-inch in diameter hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Also, we just got an update to our severe thunderstorm warning in Pike and Montgomery counties here in Alabama. Not Montgomery County. Montgomery County. This has now been downgraded to 1-inch in diameter hail, so the hail threat is decreasing. It is still severe limit hail, so you're still going to want to get indoors, but really that amount of hail is not usually enough to cause any significant damage, so you're most likely going to be fine if you hang around windows. But I mean, if you're able to avoid it, personally, I think that would be obviously ideal. But it's not like a life-threatening situation if you're not away from windows. So we've also got our severe thunderstorm near Seven Lakes, North Carolina. We haven't talked about this for a while. This is actually interesting. I've never seen this kind of tag on a severe warning. Additional storms have developed just to the west and will have the potential to further impact the warning area. So it's not just this one storm anymore. This one too. You're talking about more severe weather possible with this little supercell that is starting to enter this warning box. So the reason we're not getting a new warning for that is because it's just basically heading into the warning box's place. We did just get a new severe thunderstorm warning for this area. That's actually for this storm. I was literally just thinking that's probably pretty close to severe warned, and now it is. So Troy, North Carolina, you're under a severe thunderstorm warning for 1-inch in diameter hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Go ahead and move indoors. We are back up to 4 severe thunderstorm warnings right now, all for different supercells. I think what we're actually going to go ahead and do here is end off the stream right now because there's not too much crazy activity going on. Obviously, we've got our severe thunderstorms ongoing, but I think what I am going to do is come back later whenever we have our event going on down in Texas. So we've kind of covered the southeastern severe weather event for today, and I think we're going to come back later whenever South Texas gets their time to shine and gets that severe weather. So I do want to thank you all for tuning into this live stream. It has been pretty eventful, actually. I think I'm going to keep this one up on YouTube. Probably going to title it The Severe Weather Outbreak of April 20th, 2024, because we are officially at way past an outbreak now. We've had way more than 6 severe thunderstorms. So, yeah, we'll go and take one last look at our storm up in New York. It is starting to produce some actual lightning there. Still warned for 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts and pea-sized hail. Go ahead and get indoors. That's actually a pretty nasty little storm cell there up in northern New York today. Still potentially producing wind gusts of 40 miles per hour to 50 miles per hour in a couple of isolated spots. So, anyway, again, thank you all for tuning in to this live stream. I will see you guys